Welcome to Melbear's Weird and Wonderful. Today I'm going to add some oil paint to baby oil and see what happens as we make this tumbler. Thanks for watching. Alright, so I keep getting asked if you can dye baby oil with oil paint. I have never tried it. I usually use an oil-based food coloring, but today I'm going to try this and we'll see how it works. So what I'm going to use is some oil paint I had, which is this, and I honestly don't remember where I bought this from. It was either an art store or Walmart or Winners or one of the three. I don't remember, but this is the one I'm going to use today. And I'm going to do titanium white because it seems like a good color to try, and I have a good idea for a tumbler if it does work. So what we're going to do is just put some of this into a squeeze bottle, add our baby oil, and see what happens. So I think I'll put a little bit of baby oil in here first just so it doesn't stick to the bottom of my squeeze bottle. And then we'll squeeze in some of the paint and we'll stir it up and see what happens. I'm honestly not sure how much to use. I put a fairly good squeeze of it in there. And now we're going to shake this up and see what happens. Okay, it does appear to have dyed it, but it also looks like it's coating the inside of this bottle. So you know what? Let's just try it. We'll make a tumbler with this and see if it works. So I do have an idea for a tumbler, so let's just make it and we'll see what happens. And if it's a fail, we'll drain it and try again. So hopefully that's enough oil in there. Let's give that a shake and see if we need to add more paint. Looks alright. I'm not sure I'm too impressed with this coating the walls of this, but let's try it anyways. We're going to shake this up really well because I can already see that some of this may be sticking a little bit. So let's give it a good shake. Alright, we'll let that sit for a minute and we'll see what that does. In the meantime, for this tumbler, I'm going to do, I think I'll do mica powder and a vegetable glycerin, and we'll do that as the, so it'll be a drippy tumbler. So I'm going to use is this mica powder in violet, and the vegetable glycerin I use is this one. This is almost empty, but we'll see what we can get out of here while I open up another one. I typically use about 30 ml of vegetable glycerin for these tumblers. You can use more or less depending on how many drips you want. And then we're going to add some of this mica powder. I don't know if I've used this one before. I must have, because it doesn't have a seal on it anymore. Whoops. See if we can whack the camera a little. Alright, now we're going to stir this up. See what it looks like. We may add a little food coloring to this, but let's see what it looks like first. Actually looks pretty good with no food coloring in there, so I think we'll just leave it with no food coloring in it and see how it fares. All right, so now we're going to add this to our tumbler. To do that, I typically use a squeeze bottle because it's easier to get it into the tumbler. I'm sure if you've watched my videos, you see me always doing this. All right. Okay, we're going to add this to the tumbler. So on a side note, while I'm filling this, I've been thinking about doing a live stream. You guys can tell me if that's something you're interested in. I wouldn't mind trying it, but if you guys are interested in it, please do leave me a comment and I will get on that sooner than later. So I'm just going to fill this, and when I'm done, I'll come back. All right, so we've got our mixture in the tumbler, and now we're going to add the dyed oil, and let's see how this looks. And again, I will add this to the tumbler, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. All right, so I've got all the paint liquid into the tumbler, and now I'm going to seal this tumbler. I do have a video called 3 Ways to Seal Snow Globe Tumblers if you need help sealing tumblers. I just made that so we don't have to keep doing that over every video. Okay, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done sealing this. So here is our dyed with oil paint mica powder tumbler. You're not getting the super clear transition with the drips, but it's still pretty interesting. I do like it. It's definitely different, but you aren't getting the super clear transition with the drips, but it still definitely makes for a different tumbler. I think what's happening is the paint is actually staining the wall of the tumbler. It's definitely different. I can't say I dislike it, but it definitely does give you a more muted look, whereas if you dye this with a oil-based dye, you're getting more like a clearer vision of the mica powder, whereas you're not here. It's still neat though. It's still definitely something to try. And there you go. I hope that's helped. I hope it's answered a few questions. I do hope you'll subscribe and join me for future videos. And thanks for watching.